Always online requirements. Always online requirements are one of the most quietly hated console trends because they remove the sense of ownership and freedom that gaming used to offer. Many single-player or offline-focused games now require a constant internet connection, even when no online features are being used. If servers go down, maintenance starts, or a player's internet connection drops, the game can suddenly become unplayable. This feels unreasonable to gamers who already paid full price for the product. This trend especially affects players in regions with unstable internet, shared connections, or data limits. Console gaming was once seen as the most reliable way to play without worrying about connectivity, but that advantage is slowly disappearing. Gamers also worry about the long-term future. When servers are shut down years later, some games may effectively die forever, even though they exist on local storage. Digital-only consoles and the loss of true ownership. Digital-only consoles are presented as modern and convenient, but many gamers view them as a downgrade disguised as progress. With physical games, players could resell, lend, or keep their collection permanently. Digital purchases remove all of that flexibility. Once a game is tied to an account, it's locked there forever with no resale value. Pricing is another major issue. Digital storefronts often keep prices high long after physical copies have dropped. Gamers feel trapped, forced to accept whatever price the platform sets. There's also the fear of delisting. If a game is removed due to licensing issues, players may lose access entirely. This creates a growing concern that digital libraries are temporary, not permanent. Day one patches and unfinished launches. Day one patches were once small fixes. Now they're massive downloads that feel mandatory just to make a game playable. Many console games launch with broken mechanics, performance issues, or missing features that should have been resolved before release. Gamers increasingly feel like they're paying to test unfinished products. This trend has changed buying behavior. Players hesitate to pre-order or buy at launch because early versions are often the worst versions of a game. Instead of excitement, launch day brings anxiety about bugs, crashes, and balance issues. While patches are important, gamers hate that publishers rely on post-launch updates instead of delivering a polished experience from the start. Forced console generations and artificial obsolescence. Console generations used to feel like clear technological leaps. Now, the differences between generations often feel minor, yet players are pushed to upgrade anyway. Many games release on both old and new consoles with similar visuals and performance, raising questions about why upgrades are necessary so soon. Support for older consoles drops quickly, leaving late adopters behind. Gamers who invested heavily in one generation feel pressured to spend again just to keep playing new releases. With rising console prices and limited availability, forced upgrades create frustration rather than excitement. Players want longer support cycles, not constant resets. Subscription fatigue. At this point, subscriptions are heavily ingrained in the console game industry. It is common for online multiplayer, cloud saves, game libraries, and even fundamental functionality to be hidden behind paywalls that are either monthly or yearly. What was formerly considered a voluntary service has evolved into a requirement for complete functionality. By having multiple memberships across multiple platforms, gamers get a sense of being overwhelmed. In situations when internet access is already being paid for separately, the experience of having to pay a monthly subscription merely to play online games is very unpleasant. While some players appreciate the value of game libraries, many gamers are dissatisfied with the fact that they are required to make recurring payments rather than purchasing games outright. Exhaustion and dissatisfaction are long-term effects that are caused by the persistent drain on wallets. Microtransactions in full-priced games. Microtransactions are generally acceptable in games that are available for free to play, but fans typically resent seeing them in games that are available for full price on consoles. In the case of games that cost $60 or $70, the inclusion of cosmetic stores, battle passes, or paid enhancements gives the impression of double pricing. When progression is purposefully slowed down or content is eliminated to sell it later, players become aware of these changes. This undermines the concepts of immersion and enjoyment. Now, unlockables that were previously acquired through time or talent are only available to those who make a purchase. It is not uncommon for even single-player games to offer commercialized shortcuts, which can be perceived as both unnecessary and greedy. The fact that developers make money is not something that gamers mind, but they despise being manipulated. Limited storage and expensive expansion. Modern consoles advertise fast SSDs as a major feature, but storage limitations quickly become a problem. With game sizes regularly exceeding 100 gigabytes, internal storage fills up after installing just a few titles. Players constantly juggle downloads, deleting games they still want to play. Expansion storage often comes at a premium, especially when proprietary formats are required. Gamers feel shortchanged when a brand new console can't comfortably store their library. Instead of convenience, storage management becomes another frustrating task tied to extra spending. Gimmicky hardware features. Every generation of consoles brings with it a fresh set of hardware features that are designed to stand out. Although motion controllers, touchpads, microphones, cameras, and experimental ideas are interesting to think about, they are rarely maintained for a long period of time. They are quickly abandoned by developers, resulting in expensive features being left unused. It is the opinion of gamers that these gimmicks drive up the prices of consoles without adding any genuine value. They would prefer to see investments made on capabilities like performance, cooling, and long-term support, rather than features that are removed after only a few games have been played. It is a waste of time when innovation does not result in an improvement to gameplay. Locked ecosystems and platform restrictions. Console ecosystems are becoming more and more closed, which makes it more difficult for users to freely switch between other platforms. A single environment is often the only place where purchases, saved data, and friends lists may be done. When you switch consoles, you risk losing years of experience and digital libraries. The restrictions of crossplay are also frustrating for gamers who just want to play with their friends regardless of the technology they use. Content partnerships that are exclusive to a particular entity create unnecessary barriers and split communities. Players believe that these restrictions are no longer relevant in today's interconnected society, where gaming should be more accessible rather than more fragmented. Graphics over gameplay innovation. The visuals, quality, and visual technologies are given a significant amount of attention in console marketing. Although games look better than they ever have before, many players believe that gameplay innovation has slowed. Instead of focusing on making significant mechanical changes, sequels often focus on visual enhancements. The gamers are looking for new ideas, more complex systems, and innovative risks. Instead, kids often have experiences that are safe, physically impressive, and provide a sense of familiarity and repetition. Much more important to many players is having fun. In situations where graphics take precedence, gameplay can sometimes suffer.